Hello, welcome back to day 2 of CXTV. Bodie is on assignment, so I'm here to introduce this race to you. It is the men's elite race from Rochester Cyclocross in Genesee Valley Park. It's the second round of the Trek USCX series. We had Eric Bruner riding away from Andrew Strohmeyer in yesterday's race. Strohmeyer is going to be looking to get revenge. Bruner's going to try to tie up the series at 2 victories apiece after last week's round in Roanoke. Also looking at Tyler Clark and Kerry Werner and the rest of the field in the top 10. We're going to check out all of that action right now. We're at the start line of the men's elite race, World Cup style call-ups for our front row, and we are off. Eric Bruner back there, but Andrew Strohmeyer taking the whole shot as they come around for this prologue lap for day 2 of Rochester. They head out towards the field. It was the end of the lap yesterday. Today it's the beginning. We're going to do a half lap prologue and then get into our first lap proper. Coming off and over the flyover for the first time, Strohmeyer really putting in the effort. He came in second yesterday, wasn't able to keep up with Bruner's pace, so he's really trying to dictate things from the start there. We got a couple comp edge riders, Jules Van Kempen coming through as all of these racers get through. It was a day full of racing. Everybody, if there was any grass left in double trouble, which they just came through, it is just completely dust now. No precipitation in this area for a while. So this was a super dusty race, especially in that double trouble section. Early on, it's our 2 fastest guys once again out there in the front, Bruner and Strohmeyer. Looks like Kerry Werner leading the way to try to bring them back with a long line of chasers. Tofik Bashir in there as well. Yeah, Werner, looks like Cody Scott second, Jules Van Kempen. We got Clark in there, Calvin Conaway, and in the front, Strohmeyer with the early push. Bruner just sits on his wheel, takes it all in, and Kerry Werner, much like Caroline Manny in the women's race, Kerry Werner, this is his last race of last season of doing UCI racing at this level. So final time will be coming through Rochester. Strohmeyer up the steps for the second time, first time in a real lap. We got Bruner in there, Werner coming up in third place. Cody Scott fourth, Jules Van Kempen, Tyler Clark, Tofik Bashir, Dylan Zakrajcek, and Calvin Conaway riding the stairs, coming to the planks. Over the flyover, lap 2. Strohmeyer still putting in the work at the front. Bruner right there on his wheel. No space between those two. Werner still wants to make this a race, looking at the 2 guys up front as they come through the first half of double trouble. Yesterday it was the second half. Strohmeyer able to ride it, Bruner running it. So a little of advantage coming through for Strohmeyer as he goes out, and he's able to hit this bike path first. The problem is the bike path, that's somewhere that Bruner can excel. So Strohmeyer definitely wants to be in front of him on that section because that's where they are just going to take off as the rest of our leaders come through the second half of double trouble over to the uphill U-turn. Strohmeyer still in the front, Bruner second. They have about a 10-second lead, 5 to 10 second lead over Werner and Van Kempen and Clark and Bashir, with I think that's Cody Scott trying to get back into the chase group. As we go by pit 2, Strohmeyer just down low, just chugging through the gears, trying to get away from Bruner, but it does not look like it's happening today. Kerry Werner leading the chase, group of 4 with Clark, Van Kempen, and Bashir. Same pictures as we saw before as they come to the finishing stretch. 6 laps to go, and those guys are just locked into the battle. Same with these 4 in the chase. They know that the 2 out front are fast. They're the fastest in North America, and the chances of catching these 2, it's really going to take something going wrong for them at this point for the groups to come back together. But that doesn't stop Tyler Clark, who has been in that third spot and been racing with those two especially down in Roanoke. So he thinks he's got a chance here to get back on it. So he's leading the way. Those other three are letting him do the work. A little farther down, we have Zakrajcek and Scott from Comp Edge, and Ryan Drummond as well, Calvin Conaway. So three Comp Edge riders and Conaway in the bottom half of your top 10. And as I was talking about before, this bike path, here we get a great look at it. That is really Bruner's launching pad, and it's exactly what he does here. He's able to distance himself from Strohmeyer, who's looking at his handlebars, looking at his bike, trying to figure out where that little extra speed is going to come from. But the way that Bruner was going down that section and into here, I'm not sure that Strohmeyer is going to be able to find it. He's going to have to work hard to be able to close down this gap. Bruner is gone. You can see he's already done with the U-turn by the time that Strohmeyer was starting it. That's going to be a lot of work to catch Eric Bruner. You know, Strohmeyer yesterday talked about how he had to spend a whole lap, burn a lot of matches that he didn't want to close the gap back up to Bruner and make it a fight in the end, and sort of knew that he was kind of done at that point. It looks like that we're following that same script into day two as we see Bruner at pit 2 give a little look back, and Strohmeyer hasn't even entered the picture yet. Bruner's finished with pit 2 right when Strohmeyer starts it. Rob Strohmeyer, Andrew's dad, giving him a little encouragement as they come through. Matisse Boyer giving the same encouragement to Tyler Clark. Owen's not racing as he comes through here as well. Bruner extending that lead, finishing another lap. 5 to go. And he may have left for good. You can see the clock ticking off the seconds as Strohmeyer makes his way through. 10-second gap there. 4 laps to go. Jules Van Kempen now leading the chase with Werner on his wheel. Tyler Clark in third, and Tofik Bashir just right on the end of that train. Bruner showing how it's done in the half pipe. You know, I mentioned this in the women's coverage. Same with the men's. The half pipe is a struggle on day one. You're going up that thing. It is just, you're working. Going down it on day 2 looks like a lot more fun. I'm sure that the riders are finding it more enjoyable, especially when you're Eric Bruner and you just get to look around and take it all in because you have that big of a lead in this race. Coming to the stairs with our chase group, really our battle for third at this point. This is Kerry Werner with Tyler Clark right on him. Bashir dropping off a couple bike lengths, and Jules Van Kempen able to make the pass as Zakrajcek, Scott, and Conaway continue their battle a little farther down as they make their way to the steps. That's going to be the battle for 7th place that we were watching. All right, Bruner with a nice top-down shot. Coming through the middle of the half pipe for Strohmeyer. Werner really putting in the work. Yeah, he is pushing this group. I think at this point he wants to make sure that he doesn't have to sprint against all 3 of them for that 4th place position. Excuse me, 3rd place position. They are fighting for the last spot on the podium after Bruner and Strohmeyer still chugging along. This group was active. They are active throughout the day. Best battle of the race since out front. It seems to be decided as the laps continue to tick down. All off the flyover, looking through the beer pavilion from Rohrbach Brewery out there serving beer to the spectators at Rochester. Another good look at that dust as Tyler Clark now going out front. Kerry Werner on his wheel. They've gapped off Jules Van Kempen, who's working hard on this bike path to try to close it back down. And he does, just like that. Nice work by Jules to get back on there. Bashir has his work cut out for him as well. And we go to the next clip, and he's already right up there. So Bashir getting dropped through double trouble, but able to just gut it out, put in the effort and get right back onto that train. Definitely becoming the dangler in the men's field. 2 laps to go. No issues at all out front for Eric Bruner as he works his way through the dust fields. In our chase, still all together, Tyler Clark leading the way. Jules Van Kempen looking like he was moving up. Yeah, absolutely moving up. Nice move there. That's the first time we've really seen a passing move coming down the U-turn for pit 1, and Van Kempen just going on the attack. He has been sitting in 3rd and 4th all race. Now with 2 to go, decided to go out front. He's able to ride through there while everybody else is running cleanly through. Werner on the wheel. Bashir once again a couple of bike lengths back, but he's able to just close back in on it. Really nice look at Bruner's technique over the planks, up so smooth. And here you see the other side of it. We got Strohmeyer riding the planks. Those are high planks. You know, measured them just at 40 centimeters, maybe even a bit over. So that is the maximum height planks that Strohmeyer is able to clear. Tyler Clark now. This is when it's getting tactical. No chance at catching those leaders. So this is the battle for 3rd place. We got Clark, Van Kempen, Werner. Again, just dropped a little off the back as Bashir, but he fights his way back to the wheel. And coming off the bike path to the run-up for the final time is this a group of 4, all of them still jockeying position, looking for that final spot on the podium. And here we have it. No doubt at all about it for day 2, just like day 1. Eric Bruner sweeping Rochester Cyclocross. This is the battle that we have been watching, though. Kerry Werner not wanting to take it to the line. He sat in that group, you know, 1st, 2nd, 3rd position all race long till we got to the final off-camber, long off-camber section before the steps. This is traditionally where attacks are made, and Kerry Werner knows all about how to finish Rochester Cyclocross. First one to the steps usually gets it done. He's up and over. Clark trying to chase as we see Strohmeyer coming home for 2nd place. You know, 2nd place on the podium. Always good to be on the podium, but I'm sure he's trying to figure out how he's going to beat Bruner going forward for the rest of the USCX series. Kerry Werner takes care of business. Doesn't even have to sprint for that 3rd place podium. We had Jules Van Kempen in 4th, Clark in 5th, Bashir finishing up in 6th. I think on that last lap, Van Kempen actually went down, was able to recover, get back on his bike. There you can see the dust from that race. Amazing. And there's your podium, day 2, Rochester Cyclocross. All right, let's hear from a race winner, Eric Bruner.
All right, Eric, yesterday we talked about kind of like just not riding the ship, but just, you know, getting the result that you didn't get in Roanoke and now doubling up. It looked like today you were just all in from the start to make people hurt.
Yeah, today was the best day yet. I was actually in a pretty bad mood before the start. I don't know, just not having the best day. And Grant, my coach, did a good job of helping me out with that. And, you know, he's had to remind me that I've been ready to throw my bike away after the first race of the year a couple times. So, you know, it's just a matter of getting in the zone and yeah, not letting, I had a crash in pre-ride and just, you know, it's kind of just one thing after another. But yeah, I was really happy to find the best legs for sure of the season so far today, and just, yeah, keep getting better.
I mean, you forced Strohmeyer yesterday to put in a huge effort for a lap to catch back onto your wheel. It looked like, I mean, was there any conscious effort not even to give him that opportunity today?
Yeah, I fortunately had a little better start today, and I figured that might be the case, and just never want to be back in the start of a cross race. So I was up there. I was just hanging on to him. He wanted to go hard from the start, and we rode a couple laps quite fast. I knew he was hitting it pretty hard. It wasn't so much one big attack; it's just punch. We started to get quite a big gap, and then I just put in one big push and was able to distance him, I think, 2.5 laps in.
Where was it?
It was coming out of Double Trouble. I was running it. He was riding the second part. I think he was riding it that time, and either he made a little mistake or I just had a better, quicker line and was able to get on my bike the quickest yet because I was leading. I came around him right before that section, and then I think being in front allowed me to do it faster than before and faster than he realized I was going to be able to do, and I hit it onto that bike path section, which I liked going uphill on that today, and it was just a nice like 20-second full gas effort, and I was able to get a couple seconds there and just start stretching it out.
Yeah, I think we should put in a word with like the city of Rochester, just have that renamed like Bruner Boulevard, because I mean that you were just crushing that bike path. You probably enjoyed seeing that each lap.
Thanks. Yeah, I was surprised at how well I was able to ride that yesterday and today, and Strohmeyer's just been so strong all year, but this was probably the first core section of the year where I was really able to put in a longer effort like that.
Well, I mean, for us, you know, following the USCX series, it's cool because y'all both now have 2 wins apiece, so it really makes these next 2 stops in Charm City and Waterloo really important.
I tried not to think about it and just do one race at a time, but maybe that was a little bit of the pressure I was feeling today because I knew this was the chance to tie it up, and now we're on equal footing series-wise, and you know, it's not like a stage race where you kind of might play each race differently based on the GC or something. It's just every race counts the same, and every race you got to do your best. But yeah, for sure the series is in my mind. So very happy to be tying it up and have a chance at the overall.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Clean?
Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
It's got a little lens flare. It's kind of fun.
Okay. Do you hear this? Has it popped on?
We got audio. Yeah, we're rolling.
We're rolling. All right. So Carrie Warner, in a lot of these European races, we always talk about Sonic Hunt, and she has her pony camp when she's riding around with all the young kids in their first couple of years of racing, and they're all just on her wheel and waiting for her to do something. Did you kind of feel like that out there today?
Well, I'm honored to be compared to Sonic Hunt in that regard, but I actually did, like, I don't think because I'm old or anything, but because it seemed like once Bruner and Strohmeyer got away, the 4 of us were just kind of like, I mean, like at first it was like, okay, let's push, because Strohmeyer was like maybe 10 seconds up, but then with like 4 or 5 laps to go, he got away, and so then it was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. We were just kind of riding there, watching everybody, seeing where people, at least I was, watching where people were struggling, kind of seeing who wanted to be at the front. Tyler was taking a lot of the pacemaking up today, which was fine with me. I talked to him after the race, and he said that he didn't feel like he was riding super well, so he wanted to be at the front rather than like closing gaps down. Yeah, Jules had over the bars on the Double Trouble section. There was some adversity out there, but I was just trying to ride smooth, and man, yesterday I just felt like I was on the limit all day. So I was just like happy to feel comfortable and like keeping my composure today. And then, yeah, coming into the last half lap, I wasn't sure. I was kind of like kicking myself, like, man, why you?
All right, Carrie, this is gonna be a really hard cut here as a content creator. How would you handle the edit to put your interview back together?
Yeah, because I kind of forgot what I was talking about.
You were talking.
Okay. Well, here we go. So coming into the last half lap, I wasn't sure how to handle myself.
Okay, we're just leaving all of this in, by the way.
And yeah, everybody was kind of watching Tyler because he was riding the front all day, and everybody kind of swung wide behind Tyler, and I just, like, I don't know. I felt like, you know, if I got to the front at pit 2 and just drilled it, nobody was going to come around me before the finish. And after yesterday, I botched the sprint, so I knew how hard it was to come around. And like I said, I was riding pretty comfortable, so I knew I could just like get on the pipe and keep it there for the last minute and a half. So yeah, I saw an opportunity and jumped to the front right before pit 2, and then just put it, yeah, put it, yeah, well. I was trying to think of something clever to say, but just put it in high gear. I put it somewhere and went fast, and then just kept it there.
Perfect. All right, so 2 weeks into this cyclocross campaign, starting to feel like your old cyclocross self.
Yeah, I was a little bummed after yesterday because it felt like I just was missing that little bit. And I mean, it's hard to say with just like the racing dynamics today if I'm getting a little bit of that back, but I know that I need to stop letting Tyler beat me on day one because there's more points up for grabs on day one. Bruner and Strohmeyer obviously are battling for first and second in the series, and I think it would take a lot of them messing up to kind of set them back. So I think third is still on the table. It's just a matter of capitalizing on these last 2 weekends, especially the Saturday C1 day.
Awesome. Well, Carolyn's staring you down and wants you to actually, she said you're not doing any work right now, so you probably should get back to that.
She's just pissed because, well, she should be happy because I doubled or nothing on her bet with Tyler yesterday. So I made her a rich woman this evening. She made a whole $40.
Fantastic. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Looking good.